Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to my videos. In this video I'm going to talk about some phrasal verbs again, but these phrasal verbs are going to be related to studying. So I have named it as study phrasal verbs. So we're going to learn some phrasal verbs in this video which are going to be related to studying. So let's get started. The very first phrasal verb related to studying is to think through something. You can also say to think something through or to think through something. So either way you can say that. That means that to think through means that carefully consider the possible outcome from a situation. So when you carefully consider the possible outcomes from a situation, you are actually thinking through the situation. For an example, in your life, you're going to make decisions in every stage of your life. So for that matter, you're going to take your time. You're just going to take your time and make your decision. You're not going to just rush through it. So in that case, you are thinking through the situation. So to think through, you're considering the possible outcomes and then you're going to make your decision. So you're going to think through first. For an example I've got here, you really just need to think through this. Suppose you are stuck with a problem and someone says this to you. You just really need to think through this. So no hurry, you take your time and think through this. So instead here in this kind of situations, you can use this think through phrasal verbs, okay? The second phrasal verb is to pick something up or to pick up. Oh, let me tell you something first, that you might be wondering that pick up means to pick, some object up or something, but this pick up phrasal verb has got several meanings. So among them, I'm gonna only talk about the meaning that is related to studying. So to pick up has got a meaning which is related to studying, and which is to learn something. So you can learn a language or activity. So to learn something, usually a language or activity. So you can use this phrasal verb in the case of learning a new language. For an example, I've got here that when you live in a country, you soon pick up the language. So when you live in a country, you soon learn their language. Instead of saying that learn there, you can use this pick up new phrasal verb that you learned in this video. And this, like, you are obtaining something, you can be obtaining skills or knowledge. So in that case, you can use this phrasal verb to pick up. You can also say that to someone if he or she is struggling with some manual or computer skills. You can say that it's not a big matter of deal, you can pick that up soon. So yeah, it's not a big deal. If you practice, you're gonna pick it up soon. So you are going to learn the skill soon. If you pick it up, so pick it up means, pick up means to learn something, usually a language or activity. So that was the second one. The third phrasal verb is to cheat on. To cheat on something. So that means to act deceptively or unfairly when completing a task. I'm not recommending it, but you gotta know this phrasal verb, right? So to cheat on means to act deceptively or unfairly when completing a task. For an example, the pressure to do well may force some students to cheat on an exam. So when there's too much pressure and some students do cheat on exam, and so to cheat on, so that's the phrasal verb, to cheat on something, like act deceptively or unfairly when completing a task. The fourth phrasal verb is to read up on something. To read up on is a beautiful phrasal verb that means that to increase your knowledge about a topic by reading about it, to learn about it elaborately, not just a glance. It just means that you're going to increase your knowledge about some topic by reading about it, by reading upon it, okay? For an example, I've got here that I don't know about the word you mentioned. I'll go home and read upon that. So that means you're going to go home and learn about it, go do some searching and reading some books. By that, you're going to learn about it, so you're going to read up on that. To read up on a topic, okay? The next phrasal verb is to go through something. So to go through something means to scrutinize or look at something carefully. So when you look at something carefully or you examine that, that means you are actually going through that, okay? For example, she started to go through the files. So you go through your letters or your emails, or you go through your homework. So whatever you're examining at or whatever you're looking at very carefully, you are actually going through that, okay? So to look at something carefully or to scrutinize that, okay? So that was to go through meaning. So that was it for today, and I'll discuss more 5 phrasal verbs related to the verb studying in another video. But I hope you learned something new from this video. So we talked about 5 phrasal verbs, which are think through something, then pick up, cheat on, read upon, or go through. So these 5 phrasal verbs that we learned today, I hope you learned something new from this video, and you're going to practice these phrasal verbs on your own or with someone. And yeah, that was it for today. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.